Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Nightfall Grandmaster Inverted Spire with Hunter. For my subclasses, I'll be using Night Stalker Bottom Tree with Gambler's Dodge. For my kinetic, I'll be using the 7 Seraph Officer Revolver Hand Cannon with the Arc Pulse, the Duran 7 Rifle. Next, I'll be using Anarchy. For my helmet, I'll be using double Grenade Launcher Ammo Finder with 10 Mobility and Global Reach. Next, I'll be using Unstoppable Hand Cannon with Anti-Barrier, Pulse Rifle, Fireteam Medic, and 10 Recovery. For my exotic, I'll be using the 6 Coyote with Concussive Dampener, Solar Damage Resistance, High Energy Fire with 10 Recovery. Next, I'll be using Powerful Friends with 10 Recovery mod, Grenade Launcher Scavenger with the Arc mod so we can put 20 plus mobility. Last, I'll be using Spoils of War, 5 mobility, Bomber, and Shield Break Charge. Alright guys, so I'll be focusing on the Grandmaster solo, not for Platinum, since this season is nearly over, just about 2 more weeks until a new season for Destiny. So over here you can see there are dead bodies of fellow Blueberry Guardians and Cabals, which they fight for their lives to make their sacrifices so I can get through here with my Sparrow. All these blue guardians will be remembered. So if you see all these ads clear, it's because these blue guardians knew you were doing a Grandmaster solo or master and they wanted to clear ads and make their big sacrifices for you to get it done. So anyway, we're gonna go through here and go on our Sparrow, and I'm trying my best not to laugh. Okay, okay. So now we're gonna go to the actual Nightfall. It's gonna be almost similar like Master, except we're gonna be skipping a lot of champions. So with these snipers, they can 2-shot you and they can 1-shot you if you don't have solar resistance on your chest plate. I do highly recommend to have solar resistance, or if you're feeling very confident, then I would recommend to put arc resistance for the boss fight. Now I was just trying to hit the box so I can actually do some damage at the sniper scions or Cabal snipers. And I like to turn invisible here because there is a barrier champion at the bottom that likes to shoot you and 1-shot you if you're not careful. Now you can also set up traps with Anarchy, but sometimes I get a little aim assist and it could be a little annoying, so I decided to use just body shot. 2 body shots and then just wait for Anarchy to activate his DPS attack towards the champions. So this may take a while, so you can see here you could just shoot Anarchy and then use your pulse rifle. Now I will say shooting far away with a pulse rifle on PS4 is very annoying, especially with the recoil. The second sniper likes to shoot you like you see over there. So when shooting or using Anarchy, you must move left or right. You have to be constantly moving around, plus shooting at the same time, plus checking on the second sniper what he's doing, because there are times where he's sniping you or sniping the other ads. So you can see here, we're going to be dealing more with long range distance than going aggressive player. So now we took down the first barrier champion. I like to crouch and just wait for the barrier champion to walk towards where the barrier champion I killed. So far from the right side. That way I can use Anarchy and I don't have to worry about the ads from the left side shooting me. Unfortunately, my anarchy was shooting the void minotaurs, so it wasn't really shooting directly towards the buried champion, which made me very sad, you know? And I did not want that to happen. So even when you put anarchy shots, the other ads can fall in the trap. I would prefer just to do a body shot. But then again, you can accidentally shoot your anarchy when shooting the barrier champion with your pulse rifle. So yeah, basically for this room, the most annoying part is just dealing with the champion. Since it says eliminate the Vex, we must eliminate all the Vex and we can ignore the Cabals. And the door will open and very soon we will be proceeding to the next area. So once I do kill and take down the barrier champion, then I can just spam my kinetic weapon and just shoot down the void minotaurs, since the unstoppable champion will be damaging it as well. So you can just take your time here. And unfortunately, this minotaur, I couldn't really shoot him because he was behind that little wall. So it was a little annoying. I had to wait and shoot, and hopefully it can move all the way from the back right, which it did. Sometimes it can and sometimes it doesn't. So you can see there it can be dangerous to even peek to the edge of the left side, because there are Cabals where they can two-shot you or even one-shot you. So yeah, isn't this fun? This is so fun. Just spamming my kinetic weapon with a void shield, which would take forever. So yeah, this is Grandmaster. A lot of things I want to say, but I don't want to in this video. So anyway, once the barrier or the void shield is taken down, you can just spam your kinetic weapon. And once you do, you can just turn invisible and you can just skip the champions and the remaining champion from the bottom. So I decided to turn invisible, get a little heavy, and I just ran for my life. And then guess what? We're gonna spam our invisibility again and pass through the champions and the ads. Now they did nerf the invisibility mobility for Hunter. So I remember last season it was 9 seconds and now it's 11 seconds. To be honest, it's really no big difference. Just have to like not spam too much of your invisibility. So I don't think it's really a big deal of them nerfing it to 11 seconds. So here I decided to use my invisibility again, because sometimes the barrier champions can snipe you from far away, or something randomly can kill you, which is why I highly recommend don't put your sparrow there, because you can just die and then just question yourself of what the hell happened. And that's what happened a few times when using my sparrow. And now you're gonna ask, why don't you use invisibility and sparrow? Well, the thing about that is sometimes the Vex can shoot randomly and for some reason shoot on your sparrow, even invisible, and can kill you one shot. So it's a little bit RNG with the ships in the sky. I was just running around in circles. And hopefully they can just go away, leave me alone, so I can complete this Grandmaster. So there'll be 2 snipers. I like to take down both of the snipers first, and then we're going to deal with the 2 mini bosses, which they're going to be very annoying. So there's going to be a little mini time skips here and there, since I was just spending a lot of time just not using my anarchy a lot, since I wanted to save it for the boss fight. since it's mandatory. So I'm just using my kinetic weapon just to shoot down the sniper. And yeah, so much fun. Reason why I'm not using my pulse rifle is because the recoil is just horrendous, and I have tried it and wind up wasting all my ammo, which I needed for the mini boss up ahead, which you will see very soon. Now we're gonna play a little PvP where you're gonna hide behind a wall and shoot, and you can also use Anarchy or Body Shot the major Cabal as well, but sometimes it can bounce off the shield or it decides to explode on you if you accidentally shoot it with your pulse rifle. So you can see here I'm just shooting and hiding. Reason why is because the major boss can actually shoot you from far away, and it can kill you if you just stand still and not hiding behind a rock. As you can see here, we're going to be doing this a lot, and it's going to be very a little boring, but hey, I'm going to do a mini time skip. Not now, but first, I like to say this major likes to hide behind that little wall over there. You can use Anarchy to do some DPS if you have a lot. If you're on low on Anarchy and RNG is not your best friend of having any heavy bricks, then you will have to just use your pulse rifle or kinetic weapon to take it down, which you can see right here. You can just go behind a rock and then just shoot your kinetic weapon. If on red health, just take cover until your health is regained, which is I highly recommend you put 10 recovery or 9 tier recovery or 8 depending for your hunter, so you can regain your health quicker. So once you take down the major, then you can go to the next section, the other side of the little house where you have to take down another major. Since we have a barrier champion and a couple of ads in the middle, I will have to spare all the way from the back where you see all these fire, which I stay away from it. And you can just go around here and you can just proceed to the next major. And we're pretty much going to do almost the same thing, but a little different. So I'm actually going to go on top of the rock, not behind the rock. And I'm going to actually try to make some traps using Anarchy. And hopefully the boss will go through the trap and we can do some DPS. Sometimes the boss knows you have Anarchy and it just stays away from it, which can happen, but you can see here you could just use body shots and then you could just shoot the legs and it won't shoot you, especially if you're on the top of the rock. It'll be very harmless. So now we're going to proceed to the next section, and we're going to take advantage of the hunter's ability to turn invisible, especially having 6 coyote. So I turn invisible, did a dodge, and we're going to skip a couple of champions and ads. So when I go over here, I pop a smoke, turn invisible, and we pass through the little mini section. And now over here is when things can go RNG or things can be annoying. So I like to go on top of here, this little platform. Of course there is an invisible wall, so when going here you always have to hug it. And I decided to wait for my dodge to regain, fully charge up. Once we do, I can activate, turn invisible, and then we're going to go back there. And hopefully we can get through this until it's 100%. You can see here I turned invisible like 2 times. I was just waiting to go to the back side since that platform was in my way to go back here. Now I will say this place is still not safe, especially if you don't kill the barrier champion, and to be honest, I would just crouch, and if ads do see you, which they will, you can just turn invisible and then do a dodge. So you can see here they still can see you and they can kill you around here. So even going to this little area where you think you're safe, you're not really safe. I jump over the platform and then just hide here, and then I have to look both ways because I can't really see anything at all, to be honest. And then once it's 100%, I turn invisible and then I get the hell out of there. Now another thing I like to say is these barrels, stay away from them because they can one-shot you. There are times where these ads know you're invisible and they shoot the barrel and then you die in one hit. So now over here I'm just waiting for my dodge to regain so I can skip a couple of ads and champions and snipers. So what I like to do is just turn invisible around here, and then we're going to be skipping a couple of ads. So you can see here that I wanted to get my dodge again, but I missed. So I had to hide over here and then wait for my melee or my smoke to regenerate. So I'm going to do a time skip. Finally got my smoke back and we can proceed of skipping a lot of ads. So yeah, isn't this fun? So yeah, I honestly don't like Grandmaster a lot. I would prefer Prestige Nightfalls over this, if I have to be really honest. So now I'm gonna hide here, and I like to throw smoke. And they're gonna skip a couple of ads. So there are drills that spin around. Highly recommend don't jump too high, so you won't get killed, or your cape won't get stuck from the drills, you know. So always be careful. So now we're gonna go to the boss fight, and all I can say is a lot of things went wrong. So stuff went wrong, and there was just some odd things that did not happen to me at all when I was doing a few attempts in GM and of course Master. I'll be explaining to you what I find it buggy, and I'm not really sure if it was intended or not, but if this happened to you, comment below. So anything can happen in the boss fight, and it could be a little annoying, especially for Grandmaster, especially if you don't have arc resistance. So now we're going to do 2 body shots on Anarchy, and I'm going to use my super. So my goal over here is try to make this boss teleport. It's going to teleport left and right, and I was just tethering, and I'm going to turn invisible, and this boss will spawn in the middle, near the middle. So once he does, I quickly do a dodge to get my smoke back, and I'm going to do 2 more Anarchy shots. Once I do a dodge again, and then hopefully I could do enough DPS so we can go to the second room. Now over here was a bit weird because the boss's health was nowhere near low, and you can see his health is nowhere near low. And all these Vex spawn, which they're not supposed to spawn. They're supposed to spawn later on when the boss does his flame attack. As you can see there is a lot of Vex and snipers shooting me, and this is not supposed to happen. I honestly think this is a bug. Of all the Nightfalls I've done, and also GM and Fire Team, this has never happened to me. So you can see the struggle here that I cannot see anything at all. My field of view is bad. And of course, you know, this is PS4. So I actually had to hear footsteps of where they are. And it was a little bit frustrating, a little stressful. Especially stuff like this is not supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen is me hiding behind a pillar, 2 anarchy shots here and there, and then by the time these ads spawn, the boss immunes, and then this room is disappear. Like I said, this is not supposed to happen. And if it does happen to you, which I'm sure it will never happen to you, you can just go to pillar and a pillar and turn invisible. And then you can see there that there are a couple of Vex that did not despawn, which that's a bug. I never seen that happen ever before for this Nightfall. So yeah, PS4 is buggy. Very buggy. I'm not really sure what happened at the second boss fight, but it's not supposed to happen. You know, like let's just say I'm on Warlock or Titan, right? If I didn't have invisibility, then I would have been dead. It would have been a wipe. I have to be really honest, if that happens, they just spawn randomly by the time the boss just jumps into the middle of the room, which is not supposed to happen, you know? It's supposed to be later on when the boss spams his fire at the floor. So it kind of irritated me a little bit, especially for this one. So now we're going to go to the final boss room. There will be a couple of Vex as you saw there. You can go over here and take them down quickly and take cover. So this is the most safest spot for now. So over here, we're going to be dealing with a couple of ads that are hiding behind the boss. So once I cleared out all the ads, I'm just going to shoot a couple of anarchy shots. So you can see there my controller move a little bit and I miss my anarchy. So little things here and there can happen, so it's very safe to go around here. You could just jump a bit, almost like Corrupted, by the way. If you guys remember, you jump over the pillar and then you just shoot anarchy. So it's basically similar to that. So once you do enough DPS at the boss, it will move to the other side from the right. So once it moves to the right side, you can run towards here behind these mini walls, crouch down, and you can deal with a couple ads. So I was thinking of doing some traps because this part's RNG. They're either going to push you all the Vex, right? Or they're gonna pull back. In my footage, they pull back. They didn't all push. I had many times where they all push me and then I died because I wasn't paying attention. Because I didn't know they would push. Because usually they just pull back. And then the time where I want to put anarchy traps, they pull back and they don't attack. They don't go aggressive. So this part can be annoying. And I also like to mention is the boss likes to shoot this arc shots, which is around 15 seconds. Around 15 seconds it likes to shoot. So if you see the boss stop shooting the mini arc bullets like you see there, if it stops, that means it's going to get ready to shoot the arc shot, and highly recommend you stay away from it. It can blind you, or sometimes, which I think it's buggy, it can one-shot you. Sometimes it can one-shot you. I had times where I was behind a wall. Yes, I was taking cover. And then randomly, he just killed me one hit. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened, but... So yeah, welcome to Grandmaster. So you can see there, it did shot me even though it was hiding. What you can do is you can shoot the Vex, and then once they're on critical state where they're just walking and shooting, you can use your kinetic weapon and to take it down and hopefully make a Warmind cell. So that's what I did throughout this footage. Trying to see if I can shoot them a bit so they can push through and I can use kinetic weapon. So once I make a Warmind cell, I destroy it, and there are still a couple of ads here and there, so I was just looking around and seeing if there is more, and I felt like there was just no way I clear all the ads 100%. So I was debating to go close by and to see how many I miss. And I was trying to throw my nade and it looked clear. It looked like there was no Vex, nothing. But then sadly there were a couple of Vex appearing. And you can see there that there were 2. And I had to take them down before I can do some DPS at the boss. So you can hide to pillar or to walls too. But sometimes it can be a little dangerous. So you can see there I was just double checking. Okay, there's 2. And then I head back and just wait for my smoke to regain. So I'm going to do a mini time skip. Alright, so I got my melee back and I was just shooting because I saw a Vex behind there. And I wanted to take them down as much as I can. But sadly it moved again. I got a little impatient, especially for this. So I decided to just do DPS at the boss and just forget about the last Vex. Because I was a little bit annoyed that I couldn't get him from long distance. So once you do enough DPS at the boss, it will move to the other side, and then that's when you need to clear down the ads. So you can see here that I'm just spamming my kinetic weapon, it's moving, and it moves across the area. So always be careful. You can see there that I was going to shoot an arc shot at me, so I turn invisible, then I hide behind this little mini wall. And you could just go back and forth if things get out of hand. So you can see here, I dodged and I went back over here. And I was just hearing of if the boss gonna use the arc shot at me or not. And at the same time, I was just clearing the ads here and there, throwing my nade. Hopefully I can clear them down and take my time. So there is a lot of harpies, which you can take them down with your pulse rifle. So you can take your time here since the boss is not being super aggressive. So there will be more ads, especially behind or next to the boss. You can also shoot Anarchy if you have a lot. So here I was thinking of using Anarchy to see if I can clear a couple of ads, and it did here and there. You can also make traps with your anarchy too, but I would be careful since you won't really know where you set up the traps from this area. So now I'm just trying to take my time and to clear the last ad. So I was just trying to find him, but he kept moving around the boss, and it could be a little annoying. You can see there that the boss is moving too, and I'm trying to take down the Vex, but he keeps shooting those arc shots at me. So once I cleared out all the ads, I decided to get some heavy, and of course wait for my melee to recharge once I get all the heavy. Sometimes if you're not close to the heavy brick, your character won't pick it up. So it happened to me. You saw that I was trying to get heavy, like 2 of them, and then one of them I couldn't pick it up for some reason. I was not close enough. Alright, so my smoke is almost fully charged up, so now we can do some DPS for the boss. So now what you can do here is you can actually shoot a couple of anarchy shots until his head pops off. And once his head pops off, you can use your super to take it down. So you can see over here, I'm trying to find a good angle to shoot body anarchy shots. And for some reason, his arc attack shot me through a wall, which I'm not really sure what happened there, to be honest. So you can see little bugs in here, anything can happen in Grandmaster. So I did a couple of body shots and wait for his head to pop out. Then once it does, I decided to use my super because it will walk towards me, and it is a perfect chance to use my super and use a couple body shots again, do a dodge, go behind a wall, and then there you go guys, finally we kill the boss and we got it done. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, I don't like Grandmaster a lot. It can be a little annoying, especially on PS4, and you saw there were bugs, which especially at the second phase of the boss where it's not supposed to happen. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.